Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic, and today, look at this empty grid. If you know Renban rules, you will probably know that this is not enough Renban lines to complete a puzzle. But Laura Bradby has sent us her debut submission, and there's an extra rule that makes this miraculous layout work, apparently. I mean, we'll have a look at that in a moment. I can't wait to see how this rule can possibly help fill this grid, but we will have a look in a moment. Now, don't forget, on Patreon, as well as watching Simon solve Jadar's incredible crux, you can have yourself a go at Solve in Sudoku Land, Demono's extraordinary story Sudoku hunt, which is our November monthly reward. Get your answer in by the 20th to enter that. Later in the week, my crossword solve, the Times Monthly Club special. It's mad as usual. Then there'll be all sorts of things coming up later. Well, we have already in train what December's monthly reward will be, so we're looking forward to that. And we've got all our apps. Line Sudoku is the latest, but there are two gas Sudokus. There's Classic and Chess and Arrow Sudoku, Thermo Sudoku, Sandwich Sudoku. They are a brilliant set of puzzles. Line Sudoku is just the latest. Give them a try on the links under the video. Sven SUDOKU PAD, our merchandise, but the first link is to this puzzle. And Laura Bradby says that normal Sudoku rules apply. 1 to 9 will go in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. What am I doing there? I'm trying to highlight a 3x3 box and missing by hundreds of miles. Right. And now, a purple line, these are Renban lines. They contain a consecutive set of distinct digits, not necessarily in any order. So this could contain 3, 5, 4, for instance. Now, here we go with the extra rule. A 90-degree clockwise rotation maps each digit in the grid to another or the same digit as follows. 1 maps to 2, which maps to 3, which maps to 4, which maps to 1. 5 maps to 6, which maps to 7, which maps to 8, which maps to 5. And 9 always maps to 9. For example, if row 1, column 2, let's give it a colour, orange. If that was a 1, then here's the first cell that is a 90-degree clockwise rotation from that. That would be a 2. This one would be a 3. And this one would be a 4. And by the rule, 4 maps back to 1. So that's how the 90-degree clockwise rotation mapping works. And of course, they could all be 9s. And that would be fine. They would be mapping to each other all the way around. That is a fascinating rule. If you'd asked me, does a Sudoku grid work if you have that kind of mapping? Can it work? I'd have said probably, but I'm not 100% sure. Anyway, it clearly does, because Laura's created such a grid and even given us some Renban lines to solve it with. I am fascinated to know how this is going to work out. Do give it a try on the link under the video. I think it's going to be a special one. But I am going to start now. Let's get cracking. Okay, what have we got? We've got nothing given. So we're going to have to think about the rule. Right, I feel that the center cell has to be 9. Now, it's not specifically mentioned in the mapping rules, the central cell, unless you consider that the only cell that the central cell maps to as you rotate the grid is itself. That might be true, but I think we can prove it by virtue of considering box 5. So where does that cell map to? Again, let's give it a color. Well, it must map to that one. As you rotate this grid clockwise 90 degrees, you come to that, which maps to that one, which maps to that one. They must all be different. They might be 1, 2, 3, 4, or they might be 5, 6, 7, 8. But this set will be the other group of those cells. And that's just going to leave 9 for the central cell. So whether or not the rule absolutely states it, that is a 9. 9 can't be anywhere else in the center. Now, I don't think we can then map 9s elsewhere, unfortunately, because they must have multiple options about where they can appear in the other boxes. So I think, I don't know. Let's look at this cell, which was mentioned in the example. So, okay, I'm going to colour them. That is going to map now. That's on 2 renbands. That's quite interesting. Right. So this could be a 1, and that would be a 2 by the rule. But what would these be? Then they couldn't have a 1 on. They would have to be 3 and 4. Oh, and they're mapping on to these cells. Right, let's go a bit further then. Let's colour all of these cells in slightly different colours just to see what's happening as they map around the grid. Let's do it in red, purple and orange. These are basically, well, yeah, this is a set of 3 cells that are consecutive to each other as a set of 3. Now I'm pretty sure they either come from 1, 2, 3, 4 or from 5, 6, 7, 8, but let me just prove that. So if let's consider what would happen if one of these was from the other set. Oh, maybe it is possible. If that was a 5, if these were low and that was a 5, that would be 5, that would be 5, that would be 5. This would be 4, say. That could be 4, that could be 4, that could be 4. No, it doesn't work because this can never be the same. Right, I think the point is that these corner cells see each other. I'm not sure I'm understanding it actually. Let me think about this again. Okay, right, one of these two. Okay, for these 2 lines to include both of them a higher digit on, one of those, let's assume orange is the lower digit, is a low digit. And this will work the other way around, that's fine. Orange might be 3 or 4. If it was 1 or 2, then this whole group would have to, on one of these lines, be all low by the virtue of the renban rule. If it was 3 or 4, you could get a 5 onto the line. But say orange was a 4, and red therefore could be a 5, and you could get a 5 onto the line. Then in these 2 pairs at the top, you've got a 4 and a 5. The only way to join those lines up with different digits would be with a 3 and a 6, and they are not on the same rotation mapping. So that couldn't happen. So this group of cells is from the same set. They're either high digits or low digits. Let's colour them all one colour. So I'm moving away from the idea now of mapping individual cells to each other and just saying these are all one set from one group. Yeah, okay, that's good. Right. This cell sees 4 of one colour and it sees 9. So that is a different colour. That is the other colour. We'll have yellow and purple. Same here, same, well, I mean, these now map around. So, obviously by the rule of the mapping, you're always going to be in the same group of cells as you map around. Even if you were a 9, you'd be in the same group. Now, in the rest of the cells in row 1, there is 1 9 and 3 purples. Same here. Those 2 are connected by a renban, but that could be 9 and 8. So Ah. Right. So let's assume yellow was low. One of these groups would be 1, 2, 3, and the other would be 2, 3, 4. And that would have, first of all, it would have two cells that overlap, 2 and 3, that are an X-wing, a virtual X-wing. There'd be a 2 and a 3 in that group. There'd be a 2 and a 3 in that group. And then the 2 and the 3 in row 3 would have to be in this group. And this is either happening. Either there's a 2 and a 3 in this group, or there's a 7 and an 8 in this group. A 6 and a 7, sorry, in this group. The middle of the 5, 6, 7, 8 set. Do we know which one is which? I don't know that we do. That's annoying. I'm tempted to think that those two can't be both yellow. Because they didn't have to connect. Oh, no. Okay, I'm just getting so confused. Yeah, there aren't enough Renban lines for the mapping around the grid that I thought was impossible to sustain. Oh, I don't know. Okay, I need to get my head a bit clearer. These are in the same group. Let's call it green for now. I don't know whether it's yellow or purple, but that is a mapping. This is a mapping as well. And I have a feeling that these two mappings have to be from the same set. Let me think about that. If you had, in one case, this could be 4 mapping to 5. Yeah, these can't be 9s, so they're from the foursome sets. And what I'm now considering is the possibility that one of these is from 1, 2, 3, 4, but the other is from 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, the only link you can have between these pairs is 4 and 5, and that can't appear in both of those. So these sets are the same colour. And we know that colour, because of these cells, that colour cannot be purple. So they are yellow as well. Which does at least prove that those two aren't both, or does it? I'm not sure it proves those two aren't both yellow, actually. No, I'm not sure it does. But one of these is a set of 1, 2, 3. One of these is a set of 2, 3, 4. Yes, well, it proves these aren't all yellow. Oh, these are purple as well. They see 9, and now they see 4 yellows. This is complicated. This can't be yellow, because then we would have a set of 4 yellows there and there. If that was yellow, this on the rotation would be yellow. Then we'd have 4 yellows there, and that would be a double X-wing requiring all 4 yellows to be in those 3 cells. That doesn't make sense. So these are purple. Now what about these that are also... Oh, these are purple because we've had the 4 yellows in this box. Okay, we're getting some of this grid coloured now. And we might come to a point where we have to do numbers. Although, actually, I think the disambiguation of the numbers in this puzzle is going to entirely come from some Renban somewhere, and we've only got 4 left. I think one of them is going to have a 4-5 pair, and one of them is going to have an 8-9 pair. I could be wrong, but it feels that way at the moment. I'm wondering about these cells, which see each other a bit on the rotation. It's got to be about these eyebrows here, or closed eyes in this face that I'm seeing in the grid. It's called Windmills, this puzzle, but I'm much more seeing a sort of owl face looking out at me. I suppose you can have a 9. You can't have a 9 here. So this is definitely coloured one way or the other, because then 9 would map to 9 in those cells. It would see each other. So that is yellow or purple. Now, all of these can't be the same. Yeah, and those are going to, right, forget yellow or purple. These are a colour. They're either yellow or purple. They're not 9. And they see each other, but all of these can't, oh no, I was going to say all of these can't be green. They could if green was purple. They couldn't if green was yellow. Now we're getting this sort of familiar shape here. Oh. Oh my goodness, the Fistamafell ring. How is that getting into this puzzle? I think it is. I think it is. Look at these 4x4s, well, 2x2s. Right. Am I... Okay, I am going to explain the Fistamafell ring to you. I don't know that it matters here. Yeah, I do know that it matters here. Oh, that's amazing. Right, this is really important. Oh, okay, I'm going to prove by set theory how that group of digits is the same group of digits as this group of digits. So I should probably have done this on an empty grid with no colours in, but think of the 4 sets of 1 to 9 that occur if you take that row, which must be 1 to 9, that row, which must be 1 to 9, this box, which must be 1 to 9, and this box, which must be 1 to 9. I'm going to colour them blue. And we'll get rid of the blue in a moment. But then think about these 4 columns, columns 1, 2, 8, and 9. Now you must admit that by the rules of Sudoku, they must also be a set of the digits 1 to 9. And I've coloured them orange. Now, if I remove these 20 digits from both sets, they're obviously the same digits being removed from both sets of orange and blue. And that means that out of my 4 sets of 1 to 9, with 20 exactly the same digits removed, I'm left with these oranges and the blues that run around the ring in the centre, around the centre. And they must be exactly the same digits. That is the principle of the Fistamafell ring. So we get rid of the orange and blue, and we just memorise those shapes. Now, the exciting thing about those shapes that I'm now seeing is that none of them are 9. They're all yellow and purple. So every cell around this ring is yellow or purple. And I'm just, well, I coloured those green because they have to be the same. And that is important. But for now, I'm just going to colour everything here yellow or purple. Because we've proved by the magic of the Fistamafell ring that they must be. Now, the exciting thing I then see as a result of that is these 4. Now, oh, bother, again. I thought I was nailing this down, but I'm not. They don't have a 9 in. It feels exciting, and I can't quite. Okay, they're not all yellow because that would be 5 yellows, and that's too many. I thought I was going to prove that they couldn't all be, that those 4 couldn't be the same colour. I think I've had this thought already in the video. But anyway, they could actually all be purple. And that would account for how you could easily get this pairing on Renban-Lynes. If they weren't all purple, we would definitely have... Oh, they're not, because of the Fistamafell ring. Of course, these are not all yellow. 4 of them are purple, but all of the others are yellow. And that that count of colours must be exactly replicated in the ring. So 4 of these are purple and the others are all yellow. And that means that one of these pairs has a purple on it and a yellow on it and is a 4-5 pair. And that's weird, but it's definitely right. Most of these are yellow, but there is one purple in each case. Now, can it be here? I'm not sure. There is definitely a 4-5 pair in that set, which is kind of fulfilling my very slight prophecy about how there would be one Renban that was a 4-5 pair somewhere, at least one, and one that was an 8-9 pair. Now, we haven't proved anything about the 8-9 pair, but these include one purple in the row. These include one purple in the column. How do you now make any progress about which is which? We've still got the nut. Now, what about this line or this one? Which one is better for me? I don't know. I'm feeling like I've not understood what I need to know about 9s. We've obviously got 1 9 in that group of cells, 1 in that group, 1 in that group, 1 in that group. We've also got 9s in sort of some rotating position within those boxes. I bet it's here. But anyway, how do we know more about this? Is it something to do with the 4 yellows in each perimeter row and column already? These are all purple apart from a 9. As are these. These can't be yellow. I don't know though. Oh gosh, this is a weird puzzle. I don't really get it. That's fairly clear, I imagine. I do kind of get the principle that I can't do much about the numbers until I know more about the pattern. I think that's definite, but I'm missing something about the pattern quite badly. So maybe it's to do with this line. So that is the same as these. Same color. Oh, maybe I need to think about these more. Oh, it's obvious, is it? There's only one purple in this group because of the Fistamafel ring discovery. There's only one purple in this group. If I made that purple, that's purple. It can't be. So these cells are not purple. These are, we'd have 2 purples in the row. And that doesn't, hang on, am I wrong that that doesn't work? No, it doesn't work because you can't have the two joined. Yes, okay, I'm sorry. You could theoretically have 4 purples there and all the rest in the ring be yellow, and you'd be matching the constraints, but you'd fail on these Renbans because one of them would be purple connected to yellow and could be 5 connected to 4. But using the rotation principle, the 5 there would make a 6 here, or 5 here would make an 8 here, and that couldn't connect to a yellow. So these positions are not purple. These are yellow. And look, That means we've now got all the yellows in boxes 1, 3, 7 and 9. They're all done. And in fact, I was going to say yellow can't be 5, but I don't know whether yellow's high or low, so I don't actually know about that yet. But these are definitely yellow. Now what does that mean? It means something. It means none of these cells can be yellow. They have a 9 in and 3 purples in each instance. What of it? What of it? A 9 and 3 purples. So I was going to say this is 1, 2, 3, but my brain is fixated on the idea that yellow is low. It's absolutely certain, and I have not proved that at all. Yellow here could be 6, 7 or 8, and then there it would be 7, 8 or 5, 8, 5 or 6, 5, 6 or 7. I don't think that pairing does anything for me. So I still need to be thinking about the geometry and the colours. One of these in each of these pairs is purple. I haven't made the advance I thought I'd made. Okay, let's think about this. Is this purple and purple or purple and 9? The kind of uniqueness disambiguation part of my brain that is telling me that one of these is an 8-9 pair is telling me now that purple is high, but that's not logic, that's just instinct and uniqueness, and we're not allowed to use that because part of what we're trying to prove is that the puzzle only has one solution, which I'm a long way from proving at the moment. I'm a long way from finding it. Now I need to have another brilliant thought, or indeed any thought, about colours. So we've got loads of yellow coloured. This is going to be 2 yellows and a purple. So these are going to be 1 yellow, 2 purples and a 9. And the yellow can't be here or here. So the yellow is going to be in one of those 2 cells. And one of these 2. And one of these 2. Oops, not those 2. One of those 2. And one of those 2. Yellow is, the remaining yellow cells are going to be in those positions. Oh. This. Look at these 2. Neither can be yellow because box 1 has used all its yellows and box 7 has used all its yellows. They can't both be purple though, because that would be 5 purples in the column. So one of them is a 9 and one of them is a purple. How do I show that best? Something like this. One is a 9 and one is a purple. That is going to apply here and here as well. Oh, this is amazing. Why haven't I spotted this? And is it amazing? Am I being a bit slow? It's very hard to know the difference here. Let's protect myself and give Laura the credit that this is amazing. But it's right. One of these in each row is purple and the other is the 9, which we're leaving as white. Maybe we should give 9 a colour, blue. Let's do that. Because I think we're narrowing down the 9s a bit now. Now in those columns we've used up all the purple now and the blue. So these 2 are both yellow. Yeah, that's right. That's probably a bit, that's probably the bit that could have been seen a bit more straightforwardly than I was achieving. We just needed to complete the yellows in these columns and rows. Right, now we need a 9 in one of these cells, so we're not going to get one in these cells, which cannot be yellow because their boxes already have 4 yellows and they're not 9s, so they're all purple. And then in these cells, these are a purple and a 9, again, same sort of colouring, like that. And now, this line is very good. This line does not have a 9 on, but it has purple and yellow. So that is a 4-5 pair. And I have a strong feeling that this is a 9-8 pair, but that's just a strong feeling. It's not proof yet. Okay, maybe we should take this around the grid. If that's 4 or 5 there. I don't know. No, I feel like I need to disambiguate it before I do that. But I think that makes this 1 or 6. That makes this 2 or 7. I'm using the mappings that I've been given. That is 3 or 8. This one is 4 or 5. It's the same pairs going around the grid. 1 or 6 there, 2 or 7 there, 3 or 8 here. And that is a 3-8 pair. That means neither 3 or 8 can be in these cells. Oh, and this is either... Oh, but I don't know that yellow is high or low yet. Do I? No, I don't. I mean, I think I do by uniqueness, but I don't officially know whether yellow is high or low. Oh, come on, work it out now. Got that 4-5 pair. Maybe it is these cells. No, it's not. It's... Oh, come on. Figure it out, Mark. If that's a 1-6 pair, none of these can be 1 or 6. Is that interesting? If that's a 2-7 pair, none of these can be 2 or 7. No, that's not how to do this. If that's a 9, this is an 8. If that's a 9, this is a Renban pair of purples. I can't see my way through again. Stuck again. Oh, maybe we have to think about where is that digit in yellow in this box. It's in one of those cells. Is it worth pencil marking this? I don't think so. Could that digit be here? Sure it could. No, I'm struggling to know how to think about this. I'm going to keep going because this is a really interesting puzzle. It's all theory. This puzzle is not doing Sudoku. It's all just thinking about Sudoku and this rotational mapping process and the Fistemafell ring and all kinds of cells. I mean, there may well be ways of doing this puzzle without knowing about the Fist-Fell ring. I just don't know. Right, come on. We need another insight into what is going on here. It must be to do with this area. It must be. If that is 1 or 6, then 1 or 6 in row, well, that yellow 1 or 6 in row 3 is in one of those two cells. If it was here, that couldn't be... how could that be 6? This would be 7 then. It couldn't be 5 because 5 goes with a 4 in this row. So if that 1 or 6 is here, it's going with a 7 or a 2 here. Let me just fill those in as possibilities. If 1 or 6 is there, it's going with 2 or 7 there. The same's true the other side. 1 or 6 there goes with 2, 7 there. If it's 4 or 5, well, that's a 4-5 pair in one of those. Now, with this, we're going to have used up, there will be a 2-7 virtual pair being used. We'll definitely have used 4-5, and we'll have used both of 2 and 7, including that cell. Leaving this to be 1, 3, 6 or 8, which makes this 2, 4, 7 or 5, just rotating round according to the mapping, 3, 1, 6 or 8, 4, 2, 7 or 5 there. And on the, well, how would the Renban stuff work? This would, if that's a 1, this is a 2. If that's a 1, this is a 2. And then the 4s are in the other cells. But if that's an 8, this is a 7. Same's true on the other side. If it's a 6, we get a 5 there. So these are from 1, 3, 6, 8. So these are sort of now forming in pairs. Wow, I'm really not understanding this, am I? There's something very doable about the puzzle that I'm just not getting. Is it to do with 9s? Is it to do with this? Now, maybe I can rule out this being a pair, this being a purple pair. This being purple would make these purple. What's the problem with that? And there's no intrinsic problem. You can do the colouring either way to make the right numbers of colours appear. That's definitely true. So is it to do with these? These are interesting because, I don't think that can be a 6. Because these would be yellow and would be 5, 7 and 8 would be left over. So that would not be a group. So neither of these two can be 6. The same is true over this side. If that was 6, this would be 5, 7, 8. So 6 can't appear in those cells. And that, I think, means that 7 can't appear in these cells. And now this is a 1, 2, 4, 5 set, and suddenly this becomes a 7, and we're there. That is going to tell us what is high and low, and maybe that is going to give us the whole rotation and everything. 5. So yellow is low, and I kind of knew that from uniqueness, but I had not proved it. 4, 1, so I'm rotating these numbers round. 1, 2, 3. Right. This is low now, and it can't be a 3. So this is 1. And that's touching a 2. Then I can fill in 3 and 4 there. I can rotate these numbers around. 2, 3, 4, 1. That's a 4 rotated from 3 at the top. That's a 2. Now, Still don't know about those. Yes, I know that can't be a 4, so that's not a 5. That's because of this 4. So this is 1 or 5. Oh, it can't be 5 because it's low. It's a 1 touching a 2, which is yellow. So those ones are yellow. These ones are definitely purple now, and they include a 5 right here. There we go. 4. Yes, this is it. 2. I wonder if I can. Yes, I can. I've got. Oh no, I can't do the 9s. I thought I could do the 9s. Maybe I can do the 9. I can't see how to do the 9s. I will do them in a moment, I hope. That's a 4. I can probably finish off all the yellows now. 3 and 1 then. That's just Sudoku. Thank goodness for a tiny bit of Sudoku in this Sudoku puzzle in the end. That is 1 or 4. Rotating round to 2 or 1 here. Oh, don't tell me I still can't do that. That's 2 or 3. So that is 3 or 4. Oh my goodness. Come on. This must be doable. That's also 1 or 4, rotating round to 1 or 2, to 2 or 3, to 3 or 4. I don't understand why I can't disambiguate these corners. Maybe it's because of the actual extreme corners. Maybe I'll come back to that. Now, where did we get to on 5s and 6s? Look, I can place 6 in this box, and then there, that is a 6. The important thing about it being a 6 is it isn't a 9, it's purple. So those all go purple. These in their columns and rows become blue. Those are 9s. There we go. That's done 4 of the 9s. There are still 4 to go. This is a 5-8 pair, which I can fill in by Sudoku. Hooray! 8, 6, 9. This is a 5-7 pair, which I can't fill in. This is an 8. This is a 6-7 pair. Oh, I'm sure I can do this. Can I rotate something around the grid? Yes. No, that 8, that's been rotated around the grid. Oh, rats. That's a 5-8 pair by Sudoku. Good Lord. Weird. That is 6 or 7. This one is 5, 6, or I don't know. I can't even do the Sudoku. Oh, I can do this pair. Surely. It is a purple pair. So it's from 5, 6, 7, 8. And it doesn't have a 7. So that is a 5-6 pair. Right. So this is 8. I'm going to rotate that around the grid. 5, 6, 7. Now, that's a 5, 6, 7 set. This is 9. Oh, we didn't get a 9 on that. How bizarre. Oh, well, I just announced that that was a purple pair, and I did not have the right to announce that. Right, let's go back a step. This could be 9-8, couldn't it? Yeah, this could be 9-8, so I have to slow down. That is not necessarily a purple pair. My apologies. Everything else I've done is okay up to this point, but I just need to be much more careful about that pair. Oh, look, I've got that 5. I haven't rotated it. 6, 7, 8. Well, that's simple. 5 there. By Sudoku, 7, 6, 8. I can rotate all of these. 5, 7. That 7 rotates to 8, 5, 6, 6, 7, 8, 5. This one is from that 8, so 5, 6, 7. That gives me 5 here, 6, 7, 8. Bit of Sudoku, 7 there. 6 here. Ooh. We'll come back to that. Well, let's do it now. Is this 5 or 9? I don't know. Oh, that's maddening. I thought that was going to be revealed to me. This is a 6-9 pair. This is probably very easy at this point, and I'm not finding it. I've found nothing in this puzzle very easy. Just pleased to be gradually getting there. Now, there's some sort of rotation, isn't there? What is the rotation? Right. 5's in one of those cells. 6 is in one of those. No, this is not going to resolve the rotation at all. 7's in one of those. Excuse me a second. Sorry, where was I? 7, and then 8 is in one of these. And I don't see how that's resolved. So I've still got work to do, weirdly. No, this is a Renban. That can't be a 9. It's just logic. And that is non-purple. Non-blue. That is not a 9. So, quite against my expectations. Those are not blue. These ones are. And they are 9s. And that is a 6 since we got that 5. I can rotate that around its little box. Oh, it's not a 9, that's a 5. This is 7, I can rotate that around. 8, 5, 6. Now I just have to do these silly corners. 1, 2 or 3 there. 2, 3 or 4 here. 1, 3 or 4 here. 1, 2 or 4 there. Now this is something to do with the rotation, isn't it? So it's the rotation of the corners. I don't see how... One of those is 1 or 2. But they're going to rotate into a 2-3 pair there, which are going to rotate into a 3-4 pair there. That's not solving anything. How does this finish? I mean, it can't be to do with these Renbans. These are effectively complete. There's a 2 in one of those cells, so there's a 3 in one of those. That's all obvious. There's a 4 there, there's a 1 there. There must be one way that this doesn't work out. I don't understand how it would be. If that was a 1, that would be a 2 on the rotation. By Sudoku, that would be a 1 clashing with the 1. How bizarre. No, okay, well that's the final proof that I don't really understand this puzzle. But it doesn't mean that I haven't enjoyed it greatly, because I absolutely have. But this is just Sudoku. I can do a 3 there and a 4 here. 1 there. I must get a 3 in the corner somewhere. 4 there. That's a 2. I haven't found it yet. Here we go at the absolute death. 2 there. And that's the 3 in the corner, which has its little party. What a bizarre puzzle. And what a fascinating solve. Wow, Laura, that's really interesting. It's all about theory to me and very little about Sudoku. I mean, I wasn't even right in the end that there was an 8-9 Renban, although there was a 4-5. It was the very fact that that wasn't an 8-9 Renban that allowed us to finish the 9s. Gosh, I've felt very beaten up by that puzzle, but it was very clever and a very entertaining march through the mind of a constructor. Very interesting. Thanks for that. Thank you for watching as always. Hope to see you again soon on the channel. Bye for now.